Have you ever felt like you're always one step behind the market? You're always chasing the trend instead of riding the momentum. Well, we've all been there, the excitement of seeing a new trend, wanting to jump in so quickly, only to find ourselves caught up in losses. But what if there is a better way? A way to anticipate market moves and always be one step ahead of every other trader. Let's just rewind to a recent NASDAQ trade that we all had. Well, as usual, the New York session opened with a bang, breaking out of this little range and continuing with the upward momentum. And as usual, every single trader was talking about this lovely breakout that we just had. It was the perfect setup, right, to trade a break and a possible retest, and then a continued push to the upward side. You obviously would want to buy this type of movement. But while everyone was rushing to buy, we took a step back. Well, after you see the excitement in the market with a lot of retail traders, you already know that there are a lot of potential pitfalls with that particular setup. So instead of jumping in blindly, after all, we already had this lovely move from the previous day, we simply waited. We watched as the market tested support quite a number of times and all of the potential stop losses were swept out. Let's understand the fact that the market has not yet completed its movement. If it breaks out of one support level, for it to then gain momentum to go up to the top, it either has to create a new support level or go back down to complete its movement by resting at a lower support level, which we had through this trend line. Then now we have a lot of candlesticks. The 30-minute time frame is in total chaos. Let's go over to the 1 hour time frame. Right now, I already see a possible better entry on the 1 hour time frame. It has just closed with an indecision candle, and to me, that is the perfect setup. Now I simply have to wait. The next 1 hour candle here should be a bullish candle, and that way I'll have something that looks like a morning star setup. Notice how after roughly 30 minutes, the retail traders on the 30-minute time frame have all been taken out and the market is starting to push right back to the top. I simply have to wait for this 1 hour candlestick to close, and then we can then jump into the trade.
My new bitch look like Tyler Perry, but she don't love me, she too scary.
And finally, the setup is completed, as you can see right over here. It has already taken out most of the traders that had really tight stop losses here or that did not patiently wait for the market to first complete its movement or for it to even create another level of support before it moves up to the top. Now here it's almost 10 p.m. I don't really expect a crazy move right now, but at this point all you need to do is to adjust your stop loss level according to your risk appetite. And for us, we simply had to add a trade to our already running NASDAQ trades, which is like, scaling into our position. And as you can see right now, we are sitting in good profit on this particular NASDAQ trade. You can see the exact spot where I did add my positions on the 4 hour time frame. That was an absolutely lovely catch. And all we have to do right now is to close most of these trades and wait for another perfect setup for tomorrow. So next time when you see a tempting trade that a lot of traders are actually just looking at, remember to just pause, take a step back so that you're not taken out of your trades when it's too early and then the market will eventually move in your direction. You simply have to look beyond the noise and to most importantly trust your analysis. But it is a brand new week. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We trade the NASDAQ over here. If you're returning, welcome back. You already know what's up. Don't forget to hit that like button, turn on your post notifications and subscribe to the channel. We are faced with a lovely week again on NASDAQ. I see that we do have a lot of news for this particular week. We have FOMC on Wednesday. I mean, if you check out the week, is just full of news events. So since it's already December, almost close to the holidays, we were expecting to see less noise in the market. But for this current week, it does look like it's going to be a really exciting week, especially on Wednesday when the Fed is going to make a decision with all of those rate cuts and stuff. In as much as I wouldn't want to trade when there is no volatility in the market or when we are close to the holidays, right? This week does seem like a good one and we are going to capitalize. So nothing too crazy going on the NASDAQ. Our last trade for Friday before we closed was an absolutely lovely one, and we simply caught this after it rejected at this level. As you can see, I had given the inner circle a buying limit and then I had to tell them to enter early trades because I had already seen the rejection going on and I did not want to actually miss the trade. So we did enter a little earlier around about this level and then we caught this whole movement, right? So NASDAQ does have a little trend line that it's currently respecting, especially on the 30-minute time frame for us, but let's just go to the daily time frame and see what last week did to the NASDAQ. We can already see that we do have new highs, which is really exciting, right? Because it seems like we're always talking about new highs each time we open, our NASDAQ for the weekly analysis, right? And I want you to notice the type of candlesticks that it's using to approach this level. So out of the new highs that we have on the NASDAQ, there's nothing else that's, kind of exciting. This is just top-down analysis that you should always do before trading any chart of your choice, right? So we'll probably take out a little trend line to see, just have a little guide. We are still on an uptrend, but there's really like a lot of distance that needs to be tested before we continue that move. So we always have to put a question mark to trades like these ones, right? So even having another trend within the trend right over here, and we can see that the NASDAQ seems like it wants to come back and retest this level, right? So our point of interest from for this week will not actually be this one right now, because remember what I just said in the previous clip, these levels here, we have a lot of eyes that would be on these levels, right? So we would probably want to target these levels as a point of interest. If they're broken out of, we already know that the NASDAQ is probably heading to this bottom trend line, and then we'll still capitalize from that one, right? So that's what we will be looking at when we're trading the NASDAQ for this current week. But since we have a lot of news events, we won't be surprised if it just wakes up with a little gap and is already up at the top. But if we do that, should know how to trade the highs. We simply just wait for another retest. Other than that, NASDAQ does not actually look complicated. This level here is now a little weak, right? It's not the strong zone that I would have wanted it to be because of that trend that I've just spoken about. But if you're going to attempt an entry, I mean, why not? You could actually capitalize from this level right over there. So we're expecting a really exciting week on the NASDAQ. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button, turn on your post notifications, and subscribe to the channel. Before me with that is and I'll see you in the next lit video. Peace.